Been up all night working in the lab, and we got a lot to show today. We're live. We're gonna be showing some electronuclear chemistry, some phase shift, valence shell phase shift fusion. A little bit tired. VSPS fusion model I've been coming up with. Gonna go over some monatomics, diatomics, monomolecules. We're gonna go over what I've just dubbed and named, rightly so, copperine, as well as the discovered and already named goldine. Um, that well, we're gonna go over anions or anions as well as ions of hydrogen. We're gonna go over the crew, the League of Extraordinary Inventors that I'm working with. Hey, we're gonna go over my man, David Cooper's work, another electrochemist, and what he does to translucent see-through silver my man makes. Yeah, light goes through. That's David Cooper in the chat. From Tesla Tech this year. All right, but first we're gonna play a little bit. Shout out to my man Jeff Wilson, one half of the group Church. Now his new album State that does just with Jeff down in Kelowna. For the last couple weeks there, we did some work. We'll play one of his tracks. Gets me stoked.
Dreams, I was raised in the fire. Late nights, cold blocks, fuel to inspire. Every corner got a story, every face got scars.
How is everyone today?
I turned pain into rhythm, made my name in bars. Life in the fast lane, no seatbelt on. Every move calculated, every step full strong. From the shadows to the stage, lights cries on mine. Had to gamble with my life just to make that climb. I seen the lows, I felt the burn, had to hustle every dollar, every straight by. Earn out the world on my name when the speakers turn. From the block to the floor, watch the tables turn. I seen the lows, I felt the burn, had to hustle every dollar, every straight by. Earn out the world on my name when the speakers turn. From the block to the floor, watch the tables turn. I seen the lows, I felt the burn, had to hustle every dollar, every straight by. Earn out the world on my name when the speakers turn. From the block to the floor, watch the tables turn.
Such a sick track. Hope you guys can hear that.
I seen the low, I felt the burn. Had to hustle every dollar, every stripe I earned. Now the world know my name when the speakers turn. From the block of the club, watch the tables turn.
Take that down. We're gonna pause that song and we're gonna start explaining things. What did I just do? I am harvesting a sample of copperine, which is a copper version of graphene, just like there is the gold version of goldine. And this is lattice layered goldine, even more useful. Single atom, and you see the light reflecting off of it when directly on it. But look at this. All of a sudden, it's turning purple because it's letting the light through because it's only one atom thick. Thus, a single atom lattice layer of goldine, the gold atom structured graphene. All right. And what do we have here? Well, it is monomolecule from 24 karat gold that was in the pure monoatomic white colored state. That was, just you can see how it's fluffy, just like that, where it was made with 24 karat gold into the white, then in the summer solstice sunlight, photonic light bonding with the monatomic gold, or turning into photon bonds from the summer sunlight, and bonding with the monatomic gold and atomic hydrogen reaction that puts it into these purple gold monomolecule clusters, and you can see it floating around as well. Light directly on it, reflecting as gold. Then from behind, it was purple. And now, as you see, the pure white monoatomic begin to settle, right? Very, very fluffy consistency, like snow. Unbelievably light but dense simultaneously. Heavy metal elements as single atoms, and plasmid clusters, and photon gold clusters. What does it all mean? What all is it? What else is there? There's so much more. So much more. Like the copperine. So this is like what Keshi calls the nano-coated copper, but it's copperine layers, just like graphene or graphite, and you can see it sparkling, right? But it's made just of copper and potentially some bismuth within it, and white on it is nano bismuth, because we have some flakes from the sacrificial bismuth anode. You can see that the top uncorroded, oops, there we go, if it will focus, there we go. You can see that it's still actually crystallized bismuth. No, it's gonna, there we go. Ish. Stupid. Anywho, so on this side, the copperine, the pure black from the copper wire triple solenoid bagel coil design cathode, where the copperine forms. And this is a harvested sample of it. And I don't know, ironically, the only container I had empty was former use of that, if there's ever contamination at the border, not smuggling drugs. This is copperine, just the only available container I had at the moment to take that sample. All right, so we're gonna seal that off. And then we have like oxidized copper. So that's a diatomic monomolecule of copper oxide. Then monoatomic copper there. Copper hydroxide, or CH3, or maybe it's CH3O or CH4. Oh, sorry, CuH3 or H4 or CuH3O. One of those two. That's where I need help with. Then we got pure aerogels of silver, aluminum, and zinc. And then the iron's a little oxidized. Why is it not? There we go. And then of the same elements, the pure angel hair quasi-crystal materials that are found in the Roswell test samples, verified as the arts parts chain of custody that APEC got looked at in their electron microscope with the same stuff in it. And these aerogels, what the Chinese patents for the plasma orb drones, like the Tic Tacs, but in the Chinese patents from whistleblower Joshua Bertrand that came out months before the PSYOP narrative hijack of Ashton Forbes, but where those videos are doctored American propaganda of the orbs, but same technology anyways. The Tic Tacs are the level that the Americans had. They don't have black holes, but they were just projecting it, where the Chinese actually have control of the full ball lightning system, but neither have wormholes out of it. Anyways, that's a story for another day. But these are the same aerogels that you need to actually make it. Then we have monatomics again. There's so much more, such as the yellow acid also needs tested. The purple absolute alkaline base I need tested. That sample is from that, all electrochemically made. Right, then we have, okay, here's CuH4 or 3, and then the bottom pure red, also known as the red lion, or in alchemy it's the red lion. It's made of it's either 8 or 9 hydrogen atoms, I suspect, and then the orange is either 1/2 or 1/3. That's another part I need ready help with the chemistry, or I'm figuring it out. It's in the process, but I need confirmation of tests. I need them tested. Anywho, that's what we're going to California for. All right, more pure purple gold monomolecule. It is the stuff of the ancient demigods depicted in all the Egyptian hieroglyphs and Mesopotamia with the Sumerians and the ancient Sumerian kings list. So now you can see how much it's settled. And then the water that this is kept in, especially the pure white water as well as the pure purple water, that is then your ionic gold water and your ionic silver water. Yes, Andrew Powers, this is not basically, it is manna. This is the manna of the ancient gods. This is the pure ormus, and it's made out of the pure anodes of each metal, just like this one is making pure monoatomic bismuth, one that is described, documented with anti-gravity properties, and then it also has the black copperine in with it. So that is monatomic bismuth and copperine in it. Then we have this is silver oxide. I make them out of every single element, all of these colors and combinations. Proven over and over again, have samples readily available for testing. But yeah, this is the stuff that'll kill you and give you heavy metal poisoning, as will the orange and red. You never drink those waters or consume them. And yeah, that's why people turn blue with the wrong colloidal silver, and often the good but wrongly called, it'll be the ionic silver water called colloidal silver, but or sold as. But then you can also get actual colloidal silver, which is the oxidized version, and that is toxic. And when you consume the blue, it will kill you. That's why they turn into Smurfs. Before dying, they quickly go gray and then blue. You don't want that. But it is a very strong and readily used antibacterial and antiviral. So for the spray, like to disinfect, very, very effective and good. Where I've tested with the monoatomic and the purple monomolecule on the agriculture on my garden for several years now, and growing the 6-foot lettuce plant when actually giving it some of the purple gold, but that was made from pure 24 karat gold, so it was an expensive lettuce plant. But when using just the waters, I get about triple size than regular in my very slow, small, short Canadian grow season. And yeah, you haven't seen the pictures of that. There's that. All right, so what's the big secret that might get me disappeared besides each of what I've already demonstrated and shown here? But it gets much deeper. I shall reveal something completely new that I have kept and oft been asked about in regards to DC versus AC and the electrolysis reactions. And I have intentionally never disclosed very much of that, or demonstrated what DC is, or what happens with more than 5 volts of AC, and specific thresholds in all of that, and why I truly am the most advanced nuclear electrochemist in generations, if not eons. But before we get to that, I'm going to play another dope-ass track off my brother Jeff Wilson's new album, State. It is unreleased. But baby, I'm back. Nano gold water. So retards taking their pee thinking it's going to turn into this. It never will. This is actual nano 24 karat gold dissolved into that. So, man, so much wrong misinterpretations without me. Anyway.
Make your logic, and then I'm dreaming. Now we overseas. Sailing through bad leaves, palm trees, islands. Diamonds under pressure, shine pristine. Unlike you blind, rapping, catch your smell, pure pussy. Check it, double eyes, cross check and track. I'm back.
This one's made from zinc, silver, and copper. And this is not a mix. So, just so you know what you're listening to right here, this frickin' album, State, made at Union Studio Kelowna, my man Jeff Wilson's 100K next level epic recording studio in downtown Kelowna, Okanagan, BC, Canada. That was just with him. And first time I heard this in that studio, my God, what an experience. But what is this whole album? No, it was all created, all synthesized by Jeff Wilson himself, all original made, and then he wrote all of the every single lyric that you're hearing are his words that he wrote, and then he engineered and used AI voices for those lyrics that you're listening to. So it's written by him, composed by him, completely synthesized by Jeff Wilson. State, I'm back. And Jeff Wilson being my brother, one half of the group Church, CHUURCH, very dope famous. The other half being my brother Justin Make 'em Deaf, also out of Kelowna, also whose studio I went to with his wife Jody B, and their studio Frequency 528 Music, also in Kelowna, Okanagan. And that's where we were doing also here we go, the Mosquito. So this experimental track where we engineered and the 440 to the 432 hertz carrier A tone, and then off of that created and engineered several of the solfeggio, such as the 528, the 369, the 639, all hertz, 111 hertz, which is 112 on, or 112, I think, on, it's 111, I think, on 432, and it's 112 on 440 as the solfeggio. Either way, the coherent wave geometry, when you have it on 432, we put in a bunch of the solfeggios, rebalanced off of coherent wave geometry of 432, creating the carry wave, and then Mosquito Repellent. This track is experimentally a mosquito repellent song that plays for 2 hours of synthesized music, that also we layered the resonant frequency sound of buzzing dragonflies. And that purpose of that in this experiment is creating the coherent wave geometry of the full cymatic frequency of the dragonfly resonant frequency sound in the area, that it should create a giant bubble that feels as if a giant dragonfly is right there to any mosquito that is in the area in that same little space time. And yeah, so that's what we're doing from there. And what this track is, shout out Cozy, my quantum architect that this is based off of. Is it gonna play? Oh, there we go. Andrew Powers, you are darn tootin' straight. Know that I know, and know that I know what this does. And when you coat it with this, and this, and this, and this, and multiple coils, the fields that it creates, and then when you blast this through it, what it's gonna do, and my goodness, it's full resonant plasma frequency on multiple levels. But hey, that's the full story for another day. Anywho, that's the mosquito track. We're going back to state, and I'm back. Written, composed by Jeff Wilson in Union Studio. Right going all the way through the silver. David Cooper, that's your work right there. It's pure metal silver with light going through. We have Merlin. I'm Bernard the Mortal Alchemist. But I do have an AI series coming up with my split personalities with Merlin, Gandalf, and darn it, the wizard from Harry Potter. That'll come to me. Anywho. What I disclose in this life might just get me unalive, but I strive to keep this civilization alive. The current system is taking a dive. It's time to let someone else drive. No longer a system designed to deprive. It's time to feed and power the masses. E equals MC squared is bullshit. It's about electrons and molar masses. And turning energy out of solid state gases. Efficiently converting energy out of atomic masses. And that's what I'm talking about. The difference between AC power, DC power, and engineering large voltages and amperages through them, and the ionic and anionic mass reactions you get out of the electrolysis, creating large amounts of deuterium and tritium, and yeah, it's why I don't really demonstrate too much. And then when we're going to be combining sonoluminescence into that atomic hydrogen mass catalyzed nuclear electrochemical reaction, it's the shit that either blows up worlds and civilizations or powers them through the galaxy, the universe, and space-time fabric itself. Whether warp drive or stargates or lesser nuclear enriched, like plutonium, uranium, nuclear decay, but that's what you don't want. And one of the things I will demonstrate within 2026 is how to make gold out of tungsten and out of lead. But be warned, because if you try this ahead of time or improperly or with ill intent, you will end up creating very, very easily. And why I haven't done the reaction since first accidentally figuring it out. And the first step, the gold isotope, is radioactive and it decays every time. Or another one being oxidized nano lead, and right, that it's extremely, extremely toxic, and the gases that also come off, like it's extremely dangerous and deadly, and why so many alchemists over the centuries and millennia died, and how the universe and the God code and God's structure and design protects, well, the ultimate alchemical philosopher's stone and transmutation of elements, from copper to silver to gold to tungsten to lead to poison to mana, and most importantly, from water to the ultimate power of life, light, creation, and the universe, hydrogen from water. And that also in 2026, I will be releasing and showing and teaching very easily how to convert and run 50% hybrid water fuel cars that will also be, 50% into your regular gasoline vehicle, where instantly, big oil, sorry, you're going to have to take a 50% profit cut, but you rich fucking cartels can deal with that shit. But hey, it's only 50%. You still get to keep the other half. And instead of burning, gasoline, a petrochemical oil, right, that's all other petrochemical products like plastics, that we do need to make a lot of useful shit out of, and supposedly and potentially debatable, but a non-renewable resource, supposedly out of fossil fuels. But that's it's a biochem reaction. Anywho, electrobiochemical. That's the story for another day. Point being, we will no longer be taxed, another scam, on CO2 emissions, where they literally have been killing any inventor that gets a water fueled car working and demonstrated over the last 100 years, as simultaneously why hydrogen is the fuel of the future, like for the in 10 years time, for the last 7, 8 decades, right? It's because it's once the technology is out, it's so easily engineered that any mechanic will figure out that it's absolutely insane and stupid to be sold pressurized hydrogen gas and driving around with pressurized hydrogen gas tanks that are either mined out of the earth or turned from water fuel through electrolysis in some industrial faraway building, right? No, the easiest, simplest is just having water in your as part of your fuel, and that you just connect your massive amp voltage from your alternator that's already running into that well, electrolysis water fuel that's there, and then you just have another jar that's a spitter that catches any extra water. But from that, the extra hydrogen, oxygen going in directly fed into your fuel injection chambers with gasoline, and wow, 50% emission cut of CO2 instantly. No more greenhouse bullshit. And instead, it's 50% now putting out H2O gas as that replacement in that chemical reaction for that fuel. Isn't that something else? And 50% cheaper for the driver using just water. All right, so I think it's now time. Shout out for Brother Ben, Benefit TV, Brother Mike, Faraday Research, Brother Nathan, Old Man Builds, and of course, lovely Lulu, and uh, our League of Extraordinary Inventors. And last week's Friday's episode, oh, shout out Phil as well, of course. And shout out Dr. Wei Ping Yu, my good friend, and be working with Dr. Yu a lot more to come, and see what we can do with NASA. It's about time. Oh, shout out Vortex, my man. Hope you are doing well, brother. And we gotta have you back on. And also, of course, more of the team. Gotta give shout outs to Sean Calderon and Joe and Vortex, part of that crew, and what y'all working on with the Rav, and so much more. So much more. And just another day in the life of times, working in the Alchemy lab, and what we got to do. So I hope this has been a good Real Science Adept Alchemy 101 Monoatomic Monday episode, live from the lab. So much more to do with coils, blast and sound frequencies, and engineering, electrical engineering, and particle accelerating, but in a way different, more efficient, sensible manner that has completely evaded the entire academic community up until now. and where I just had a freaking revelation. My God, it's going to be amazing, because up until this point, I thought I was going to be the destructive technology and science that was going to completely destroy, like CERN and the particle accelerator slash collider, as well as the tokamak hot plasma. But I just had the revelation and understanding of why I am the best nuclear electrochemist in the world in generations, and how I will actually be able to use and work with them to prove a whole different particle physics and engineering, quantum spintronics and orbtronics, and energy particle generation, manipulation, and what is a particle and what isn't a particle. Oops. Thought it was showing the lab, not my face, up close, but that's okay. That's okay. That'll happen. That'll happen sometimes. Yeah. Reach out to me, Jarvis, my man. Jarvis, it's been far too long. We gotta do episode. Try and do Yumi, Sean, and yeah. We'll figure it out. Alright, y'all. Wishing everyone a blessed day, a blessed week. And if you haven't yet, go watch our interview with Dr. Yu, Waypin, NASA, PhD, and part of JPL Labs, head of several departments, and also helping us rewrite the definition of atomic particles, fundamental particles, and forces. Oh, I was getting to the best parts. Man, so sick. Such a sicko. State. Jeff Wilson. Heard for the first time on YouTube right now. This is capturing it, the effect properly. Camera sucks. All right. That was blessed.